Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is November 17th, 2021, and this is just another commentary, so no real anything to do with anything. I'm at Palmview Park in West Covina filming what is I believe a Saber. This jet was called a Saber back in maybe the Korean and Vietnam War. It was put here originally, and it was original. You could see the rivets, everything. There's flaps on it that worked. As a kid, we used to play on it and loved it. And at some point, I guess it was deemed too dangerous, so they put I would say like an inch coat of cement over the whole thing. And now it's impenetrable. And people rarely climb on it now. It's kind of lost its luster because it had all these flaps and stuff you could open up. It was pretty cool. And everybody wanted to be a jet pilot back then. Now no one wants to be a cement statue climber so much. That engine underneath, that was actually open. You could crawl all the way through this thing, which is really neat. It's been boarded up. I think you had to, and that ladder's original, that's always been there. But there was some like cockpit controls and things like that up there. It was pretty cool. My point is, you know, our favorite movies are ones that they used mostly practical effects. I mean, you might like Mission Impossible and things like that, but is it really one of your favorite movies? I think you go further back, and the realism of a practical effect, you know, as long as it wasn't too cheesy, made it seem more believable, like there was more risk. And there's always like stunt people getting hurt. Now they just CGI someone falling off a building or whatever, instead of actually having someone fall off or perhaps throw a dummy off that is cut into the scene. So yeah, I kind of miss that realism. You can tell everything's CGI now because it's been so exposed. You can even do a CGI mini film on your phone. There's apps that'll let you put an explosion on that, blowing something up. I've done that a few times. It's kind of funny the first few times, and then it gets old because it's not real. It's not something that was created. It's not something that is unpredictable or really that risky. So I think that's kind of what my point is on this too, is, you know, we've got comics now, we've got the digital age of comics. There you can see a little opening in the back. They let you crawl in exactly 1 foot. You used to be able to crawl all the way through this plane. There you go. But yeah, you can see it's just, there's no way this thing would ever fly the way it is now. But my point is, we have digital comics now. You can just kind of cut and paste things in. The art of learning how to draw has just been replaced by using models, and everything looks the same. It's very boring. Not everything. There's a lot of independents out there still doing it the old-time way. It's probably not as efficient, but I think it forces you to do things you would not normally do with a digital model. Not that digital models are completely bad, and I think they could be used for many things, but just to get a comic out faster and more efficient and pay less people, obviously the whole book suffers. Anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on things. They do it, say we can spend more time on other things like getting better stories. Well, we're not getting better stories, honestly. They're like as bad as ever. And worse every year. Slices of life because people don't have real life experiences. They're afraid to do something that's maybe more exciting because they'll get in trouble for it by Twitterati. So we get these watered down stories of not even good versus evil. It's just bad versus good, and bad is the good thing. So, yeah, that's what we've devolved to. Anyway, This is Indie Comics Jones. Please like, please subscribe if you haven't. Please leave comments if you wish, and we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes from the airship 6303, formerly Air Force Saber, I believe. This is a Saber from maybe circa Korean War. It's been here a long time. It's been here since I would say the early 60s, as long as I can remember. So I'm thinking that it is a Korean War relic. All right. So everybody take care of yourselves. Fight the good fight. Keep creating. Support, if you're not a creator, support those that do good work and create them in creations. And we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. This is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.